Good morning. This is part 3, Godel'S proof of existence of God. And let's go to definition 1. We did the previous parts in part 1 and 2. Now this is part 3. Definition 1 says GX. G means God, and X is a person who has God-like properties. That's what it means. G means God-like properties. X means a person who has God-like properties. In essentially, it's only God has God-like properties, like creating the universe or creating a world or etc. So, for God to exist, if there's a person with God-like properties, it says this means if and only if for all alpha, P alpha. Alpha is a property. P alpha is a positive property. For all positive properties implies that alpha X, that X has all those positive properties. In other words, God, if all the positive properties in the world, in the universe, God has it. If there's a positive property out there, kindness, then God should be kind. If there's a positive property of givingness, then God should have that. So that's what it means. GX means God. Property of God means if X has the property of God, if and only if, for all alpha. Alphas are all positive properties. P alpha, here he says that, implies that X has all the positive properties, alpha. So, is this really work? So what he's saying, if there's a positive property, givingness, kindness, the God should have all of them. Now here we run into, I just looked at some example, I was thinking about it. Now here we run into some problems. Let us say there is a lawless area, and to bring peace, a leader of the area start punishing criminals. Now that's a positive property, you need peace. Now this can be considered as a positive property. On the other hand, forgiveness also a positive property. If someone commits a crime, you forgive that person, and that's a positive property. So as per Godel, the God should possess all positive properties, hence he should possess the property of punishment of criminals and also forgiveness of criminals. So this is contradictory. Anyway, let's go to the next one. Axiom 3, PG, that means God-like properties are positive. In other words, being God, it's a positive thing. God is all positive. Then goes to theorem 2. This symbol means it is possible there exists X with God-like properties. That's what he's saying here. It is possible that there exists X with God-like properties. It is possible that God exists. This one really doesn't say much. It doesn't come into the logic of the flow. And the next definition is definition 2. Alpha essential X. If and only if alpha X and for all beta X implies, this symbol means it is necessary for all Y, alpha Y implies beta Y. Let's see what this means. He's saying that if alpha is a essential property of X, that implies, if and only if, that X has that property, because it's an essential property of X, and for all beta properties, X will have all the beta properties. So what he's saying, let's say someone is kind. So let's say the alpha is kindness, and the kindness would follow givingness or follow being calm or quiet. So these are betas. So first you have alpha, which is kindness. Due to kindness, other properties, beta properties, would be in him. So that's what this means. And that implies that it is necessary that there is a person Y with alpha properties, and all people with Y with alpha properties. Implies that that person Y also would have beta properties. So let's look at the discussion here. There are some properties come along with a given property. Let's say given properties alpha. Let us say someone is the president of USA, and that's a property of that person. So if a person X is the president of USA, he should be the commander of armed forces. He or she would have the right to veto congressional bills, etc. So property alpha would follow a bunch of other properties. If you are the president of USA, then you would have the power to veto various bills. And then also you will be the commander of the armed forces. So that's what he's saying here. And then go to axiom 4 here. Alpha, P alpha means alpha is a positive property, implies that it is necessary that alpha is a positive property. So here, I don't know what this statement proves. It doesn't come into the flow. So let's skip that. It doesn't say much here. Then goes to theorem 3. Gx, X has godlike properties, implies that G having godlike properties is essential requirement of X to be God. That's what he's saying. Nobody can say God unless he has those properties, like create a world or something. So let's stop here. It's 7 minutes now, and then meet again in the next section. Thank you.